Okay, I'm going to go back and read this verse again. I ran out of time on the last video. Just bear with me. The beast thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, go into perdition. They that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name is not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. They behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Here's the mind that hath wisdom. 7 heads are 7 mountains, which the woman sitteth on. There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, one is, the other is not yet come. When he come, must continue a short space. The beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Alright, now watch this. Alright. The beast that was and is not and yet is, okay? Okay. Okay. The people that ruled, the name of the people that ruled during the time of Jesus was the Romans. Okay? Listen to me and hear me out. You can just dismiss this video, unblock, not be a subscriber anymore. You can do whatever you want to do. I just beg you to hear me out. Okay, in the time of the Romans, when Jesus walked the earth, they controlled and they ruled. They conquered the world. Okay? But Rome never was defeated by a standing army. Rome was conquered by its own self. Rome had to tax people to death to fight all its many wars. It had campaigns going on. Just like America's got campaigns going on now. Okay. Rome loved the chariot races, which is NASCAR today. Rome had stadiums and coliseums. You have the Macon Coliseum. See, Rome loved the blood sport and the wrestling and the fighting, and it's getting to the point now that that UFC and all that and that blood sport is just people just beat to half to death or nearly to death, and people just love it. Okay, Rome did that too. Rome had a Senate. Okay, America has a Senate. Rome had Capitolina. We got a capital. Rome had one leader, and I'll remind you of what the quote was. We have but one God, and he's Caesar. Okay, you got but one president today in America. And I mean, I can go on and on and on with the parallels of how Rome was then and how America is today. Okay. Now, see, Rome was like a beast. They destroyed and conquered everything in their path for a season. America's like a beast. It has destroyed and conquered everything in its path for a season. Okay, that beast that was back during the days of John and Jesus. And then it was not, because it was destroyed its own self from within, taxes on wars and this, that, and the other, drunkenness and just the senators and all. They just became as gods, small g gods, and did what they wanted to do without conferring to the people. And am I making any sense for today? And so they deteriorated from within and they collapsed. Okay, listen to me, people. The beast that was and is not and yet is. See, the Roman Empire. They fought wars everywhere. We're fighting war. We got people stationed all over the world. You see? Slow down and read the Bible and just see what fits. Don't just come up with something. Just see what fits. Okay? And that yet is, and shall go into perdition. And yet is. The beast that yet is and shall go into perdition. Okay, listen to me for a minute. The going into perdition means that at one time there were a good body of people. I'll remind you of when our founding fathers come over here and they come across the sea. And you don't want me to go there. See, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. See, just as the Israelites crossed the sea, we crossed the sea. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? To what? They fled the persecution of Egypt, and they were brought out with the mighty hand of God. We fled the persecution of Britain and England, and we brought out with the mighty hand of God. And when our forefathers landed here, they said, by the providence of God, by the providence of God, by the providence of God, go look it up and study the forefathers that founded on this nation. Go look it up. Founded on principles of God. Forefathers. That's why the Constitution was written as though it was, because they were asking for providence of God. So the beast goes into perdition, which wasn't in. It was good at one time. So America was good at one time when it was founded, but it's in perdition now. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? You see? Just think about what this old boy is telling you. And dismiss it if you like to, that's fine. Okay? But let me read on. Now, listen to this. It says, these have one mind, and they give their power and strength to the beast. And these shall make war with the Lamb. The Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords, King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, as peoples, tongues, multitudes, and nations. Okay. America's become a melting pot of every ethnic tribe you can think of. People, tribes, tongues, and nations. All people of the nations of the world wanted to come to America. Wanted to come. The American dream. The American dream. Well, it's become a melting pot of all those tribes and tongues. Nowhere else on this earth is it like that, my friend, except in America. So consider that verse, if you may. If you will, I beg you. The begging days are about over, but I beg you right now. Okay? Now, let's move on. For the sake of time, I'm already running out of time on this video. It says, for God has put it, and the 10 horns saw upon the beast shall hate the whore, shall make her naked, eat her flesh, burn her with fire. Remember, the whore is America. The whore is America. But, now listen, and it says, give their kingdom unto the beast, and the words of God shall be fulfilled. So for God has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words be fulfilled. Okay? Alright, where do all the kingdoms of the earth meet? I want to ask you, where do they meet at? Where do they meet at? Okay, let me tell you. New York City, that great port that sends the goods, brings the goods. All right, the World Trade Centers. Can I just get somebody to work along with me for a minute? The World Trade Centers, the United Nations, where all the nations meet. Bingo, whammo, bammo. No other place on the face of this earth fits that description for the end time except America. Now, like I said, dismiss it. Go ahead, dismiss it. But if I were you, I'd download this sapsucker and get me a DVD, because I'm not going to be here that much longer. But anyway, let's move on. And that woman which thou sawest, that great city that reigns over the kings of the earth, United Nations, right there in New York City, right there where the Statue of Liberty is, and it just fits together, okay? Okay? Like I said, I'm a literalist. Alright, let me go on to 18. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with the glory, and cried loudly with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, fallen, to become a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the hateful cage, and the cage of every clean, hateful and unclean bird. Okay, in other words, the very reason of the downfall is become the home of demon spirits and witchcraft, Wicca, everything. It's become the home of everything but God. Do you see what I'm saying? You see, there's many religions, but there's one God. It's just that simple. It says, and she will be destroyed. She will never be the superpower again, ever. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. I heard a voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, that you not receive of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquity. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she had filled out of her double. You see? Okay? Okay. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? Okay? I want you subscribers to hear me for a minute. Come out of that system. Get out of it right now. Well, you know, I have to keep my job and my career, even though I don't want to put this surveillance camera up to spy on the American people. And this is just a minute example. You know, we got a career we got to keep and everything. Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. That's your business. But I'm just sending out I'm sounding the trumpet to come out of it. Come out of the system. Come out of the beast system before it's too late. Anyway, let me move on. It says, how much she hath glorified herself, lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. She hath said in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow. I'll remind you, Bush, if you go back and look it up, he made a speech and said that America was the queen and she wouldn't be a widow and see the sorrow. He said it. I got to go. I'll be back in a minute. I'm running out of time.